and she went her way homeward with one star away. As the swan in the evening moved over the lake.
Get out of my way!
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.
Hello there. I'm alive. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Somebody like to say something in the chat just to see if you can see me and hear me? Oh dear. Okay. Don't know if we're streaming. Looks like I should be streaming. Can anybody see me? Can anybody hear me? No? Yes, you can. Excellent, that's good. I'm getting better at this. I think this is my 4th stream. I'm just going to move a couple of the screens around because I'm getting distracted by looking at myself again. Right, so let's see if we can get a couple of names up on screen. Start off with, we had Marcus, a big smiley face. There's Marcus. Oh, and it looks like you're hiding behind the Darth Vader mask. Big Stu, evening, hello. Mark Sullivan, you are on time for a change, yes. Aussie 1957, there you go, a nice wee song, aye. Jason, hello, how you doing? Barry, hello. Mark said hello to you already. Cyril, that's a new name, Cyril Walker. Hi everyone, hello Cyril. BSP, how you doing? Johnny Mac, hello. Jim, hello. Stephen, we can see you. Thanks for that. I need to know that. George, how you doing? One of the members of the channel. Got a wee thing coming up for you soon, George, and the other members of the channels too. Ed, how you doing back in 1980 there, right? Colin Pello, all good. Scott, how you doing, Scott? You wearing your hat? Oh, this is a different hat. You'll not have this one yet. Craig, Jock, hello. Right, hi wires. Caroline, I didn't say hello to you last week. I missed you, so there you go. Baby Charlie Brown, hi there. Rab, cheers Joe, hello Joe. Right. Okay, so I think that's all the names so far. Oh, Rose Villaneva, sorry Rose if I pronounced your name wrong. And there's Hank and Gerard McGlinchey, hello. Oh, Taz Wellings, everybody's popping in now. Right, enough of the hellos, I'll get back to some more hellos in a minute. Oh, let me change that round to, I shouldn't have it in top chat here, I should have it in live chat. I think Mark told me that last week. Is that right, Mark? I think I've done that right now, aye. Okay. Right, so I've actually written myself a little agenda for this week. I know that's a surprise. It's the first week I've written an agenda. There's a few wee things I'm going to talk about. Don't know how many of you have already watched the video that I had posted up at 4 o'clock. I wasn't here to watch it myself. I was in band rehearsals. We're playing at a festival in I think 3 weeks time. So I was up at band rehearsals in Edinburgh today and I couldn't get back in time for the 4 o'clock. Scott, oh, Scott, thanks very much for the tip. Very nice of you. Thanks very much, pal. I couldn't get back in time to be here for the premiere, so I just put it up as a normal video. So I don't know how many of you have seen it. It was the auto track one. Let me tell you now, if you don't have the Mini 3 Pro yet, the auto track on it is fantastic. It really is. The Mini 2, as you'll know, can auto-track you using either Litchi or Maven, depending on what you prefer. If you're an Android user, I think Litchi works best with Android. And if you're an iOS user, I think Maven works best with iOS. And it can track really, really well. But of course, we know that the Mini 2 doesn't have obstacle avoidance. And obstacle avoidance isn't something that I think is of much use, except if you're auto-tracking yourself. because you absolutely can't go to the places where I went today. If you watch the video, you'll have seen that. You can't go and watch where you can't have the drone following you where I walked if it's a Mini 2 because it'll just crash. But the Mini 3, my goodness, it it followed into some really narrow gaps, and it followed me well. Now, I don't have an Air 2S, so if there are any of you in here just now who have an Air 2S, is the Air 2S auto track as good as the Mini 3? And watch my video, the one that I published earlier today, for a quick... I only do it for a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but it looks fantastic to me. And I've heard that there are a few issues with the Air 2S auto tracking. So that's one thing, right? Absolutely in favour of that. And it was a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a wee bit glitchy. And it was, as I was going through some of the kind of archways under the trees and around the trees, it may have lost me and then failed to pick me back up. But no, it was like she just knew where I was all the time and just kept, found a different route round. If she couldn't go that way, she would say, "Oh, can't go that way," until she found a route. So I'm very impressed with that. It's the first time I've tried it the other day, and very impressed with it. So there's a few more hellos. Richard Buchan, hello. Skyrunner, how you doing? Skip McIlvain, right, so your Mini 3 controller is bad. Video didn't really seem to state or show that the controller was bad. What are your latest thoughts on it? Glad you asked, Skip, because I actually have that on my agenda as my number 2 point, and I will talk about it just now. So I have the RC controller here. My thoughts... let me get rid of your thing so people can see the controller here. Right, my thoughts on this RC controller have not changed. I still don't like it. I don't like it because the screen recording is very low res. I don't know what the resolution is, but it's really low and really bad. So for me, because I do a lot of comparisons with telemetry, I can't put them up on the screen in high res, and I don't like putting up low quality videos, but I have to put a low quality video up if I'm using this as a screen resolution. Now, I found I didn't find a little workaround. I worked out a little workaround, which was to use the full 1080p or 4K screen and then overlay the low res screen recording and just crop it so that only the icons that were required are showing. But it's not perfect, right? So I don't like it for that. The other thing I really don't like about it is, and I thought this was going to happen, and I am right. I was out one day earlier on this week. I can't remember what day it was. Doing a film which is coming up Friday. I think it was another range test, and that's on the list to speak about in a minute to us. And it was a really very bright day, and I was comparison. I was comparing Lassie and Caledonia. So I had my iPhone 12 Pro Max on the RCN1, and I had this RC, and the sunlight was affecting them both the same. I found it very difficult to see the screen, and this one was not as bright as my iPhone 12 Pro Max. So the screen's no good. Having said that, let me just pick up point, which is on my point 2 on my agenda. Tommy Kerrigan, one of my subscribers, sent me a message on Facebook saying that he had discovered this on Amazon. And I think, Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you actually got it and used it, and you say it's really good. And it's quite cheap as well. It's only about £4.49, £4.49 plus your postage and packing for this screen protector, right? Made in Germany, and we know Germany's absolutely full of quality when they come to constructing things. So I'm going to buy a packet of these because I want to go out and test them, and I want to see if they take away the glare. Because if you were tuning in last week, I spoke quite a lot about how it's not the nits. The brightness doesn't really matter. If it's all way down in nits, obviously it's going to matter. But what's more important than the nits is the glare. And look at that. I mean, it's a mirror. It's an absolute mirror. This screen, it's the glare that will do you in. The glare will kill you if you're out in the sun. And it was so bright and so glary that I could hardly see the screen, and I could hardly see my iPhone 12 Pro Max either. I'll give it that, because it's like a glass screen as well, and very difficult to see. So I'm going to get those. I might not get those exact ones. I might buy 2 or 3 actually different brands, and try them out and see if any of them are any good, and if they are, which ones are good, and which ones are the best in my opinion. And I'll do a video on it to let you know. That may solve the glare problem on the RC, but it's not good. The only good point I can say that I have found so far with this controller is that you have the zoom the zoom wheel and the gimbal wheel you can use at the same time, so you can zoom in and move the gimbal up and down to correct your zoom. I do like that, but is that it? And the sticks are really strange. They fit over the top of the wee nipples instead of fitting inside it. So that's a bit unusual. Anyway, so I hope that answered your question there, Skip. I still don't feel too good about it. Right, so let me have a look. I've waffled on quite a bit there, I think. So let me have a wee look through. An agenda, yeah. I know. I thought I did have a few when I was driving back from Edinburgh, Jason. I did think there's a few things I want to talk about, and if I don't note it down, I'll absolutely forget. I've got a terrible memory. So there, Ozzy, you saw the video. The auto track looked great. It is. I wasn't hoping that it would be bad, so that Lassie would look fantastic. I was hoping that it would be good. It exceeded my expectations, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it actually is. It's some clever tech. Yeah, Mark, it absolutely did a great job, right? Thanks, Scott. I've seen a lot of videos where people have been testing the auto track on pretty much the Air 2S, and they're facing the camera and they're walking about, and they are guiding the drone by their body movements. And I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do is I wanted to just put it behind me and just walk, just go for it. And if she crashed, then fair enough. That would be, at least you would know. And that's exactly what I did. I just walked the path that I'd planned to walk, and she followed me perfectly. So very, very impressed with that. Gerard, I take it you're talking about the auto track. That was the first time I had tried the auto track, and as you saw, I did compare it with Lassie, and Lassie, although she can auto track, she's got obstacle avoidance, so she just couldn't do it in an open area. If you don't have obstacles, if you're just walking, and you know there's no obstacles, your Mini 2 will do it with Litchi or Maven. As you know, I'm not trying to teach anybody how to suck eggs here. Right, just a boring YouTube channel. Recently changed your name to Drones and Tech. The Mavic 2 Pro was great at tracking, but then it does have 360-degree sensors. I think the Mavic 3 probably is fantastic at tracking as well, if it has ironed out the flaws. The Mini 3 Pro seemed not to come with any flaws regarding the tracking anyway. As far I couldn't find any. So Philip's Grabber's video also showed how damn good it is. I haven't seen Philip's video yet. I've been actually trying purposely not to watch anyone else's videos like Philip's or Darren God, sorry, I keep saying McCready, and it's Darren DM Productions. And a couple others, because I don't want to copy what they're doing. I don't really want to know what they're doing in case I unintentionally copy them. I just want to do my own tests my own way, and I probably am, doing the same tests that everyone else is doing. But I'm pretty sure that you lot want to see these tests, especially if you're still thinking, should I buy the Mini Pro or should I stick with the Mini 2? And you want to know how good is it at doing this, or how bad is it at doing that? So there you go. Thanks, Nick. Screen captors 736 before 80. Thanks a lot for that. I knew it was low numbers, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And that is bad. When you first mentioned that a couple of live streams ago, I was like, what? No, really, as bad as that? It can't be. That's terrible. Well, it is, and when it's only bad if you intend to put the screen recording up on social media, like YouTube, for example, like I do. And I do it so that you can see the telemetry. I don't have to just tell you, right, I'm now flying at 50 metres and the signal's down to 2. I can have it up there and you can see it. Because I might lie to you. Do YouTube creators lie to their viewers? Some might do. So I don't want. I want to show you, and at that resolution, it's not good. However, we're stuck with it. What we're going to do? Just have to shut my trap and get on with it. Right? There's nothing else I can do. Sorry, that I scrolled right up past all the chat there. Right, you're right, Jason. 480 is pants for what I need. It'll have to do though, because they're the only pants that I've got. You know what I mean? I know some people, Nick. Some people did have a little go at me. Oh, and I want to speak about that. But people have been having a real go at me. People had a wee go at me about that, saying, well, you're talking rubbish because the screen resolution is 1920 by 1080, so blah blah blah. And I was saying, yeah, but the screen recording resolution isn't. And they were arguing with me, saying, yes, it is. So I thought, I'm not going to argue. I'm not technical enough to know what I'm talking about. I never really know what I'm talking about, do I? But I knew it wasn't 1080. I knew it wasn't. Anyway, there we go. Right, so. Right, Saffron Games, hello, you nearly forgot it. I'm glad you're here though, nearly forgot, goodness me, right? At least you weren't having a wee nap and come in late, like some of the guys do. Right, Hank says the screens on all phones and all of the controllers available are not up to it ultimately in bright sun. Excuse me, they are just about enough, can't beat a drone mask sadly. Hank, I completely agree with you. The drone mask, in my opinion, is still the way to go. It beats the RCN1 in a bright sunny day, and for the side, because you could use a big iPad, yeah, but it's even dimmer. Once you have it, I didn't bring my drone mask in; it's in the back of the car. But once you have that phone in the drone mask, it's completely hidden from the sun. It doesn't heat up. No glare, no issues with it dimming. No, it's just fantastic. And sadly, if you have the RC. And you don't have an RCN1, you can't use the drone mask because that won't fit in it. And even if it did, you couldn't use the controls when it was in there, could you? That would just be crazy. But you can use the Mini 3 Pro with the RCN1, as I explained in one of my other videos, and I'm not going to go over that again. Right, you just ordered them last week, see if they remove glare. Okay, I'm going to do this. I don't know if it was the BroTech ones up there. That you ordered. Those are the ones that Tommy Kerrigan, one of my subscribers, he ordered and he messaged me. Tommy, I don't know if you're in the chat. I haven't seen your name coming up yet. But those are the ones that he bought, and I haven't had the report back from him yet saying whether they're any good or not. But I'll have a look on Amazon and I'll maybe buy 3 or 4 different brands and try them out and do a little video just to let you know. Because if you don't want to buy a drone mask, because they're not cheap, they're about 150 quid. If you are going to buy a drone mask, please use my wee link. I get a tiny commission if you buy it using my link, and it doesn't cost you anything at all. But yeah, they're about 150 quid, which is a lot more than a £4.50 screen protector. And if the screen protector, and it's a matte one, takes away the glare, then yeah, of course it's much more cost effective. I would imagine they are, Jason. If not that brand, there will be matte anti-glare ones available. Whether they're any good or not, I won't know until I test them. So I'll try it. I'm the same, Cyril. I have an LG 55CX, I think it is, and it's like the screen is like a mirror, and I can't watch it during the day unless I close the blinds and close the curtains. I can only watch it at night. Otherwise, I can't see it. But I knew that when I was buying it, that I was only really going to be watching it at night because it's in the bedroom. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I don't fancy putting a 55-inch screen protector on my telly. Right, okay, let me get... Just a super chat. Thanks for the super chat. Just a boring YouTube channel. Really appreciate that. I'm going to get back to my agenda just now, right? And I'm going to talk now about... I was out earlier on in the week doing another signal and range test with the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 as a comparison, okay? And this time I went to Loch Doon. And there's a couple of things I want to talk about here that are slightly, not worrying, but a wee bit concerning, right? But the first thing that's not concerning is that I got I think it was between 3.2 and 3.5 kilometres out with the Mini 3 before the signal completely went and she started to auto-return, okay? The Mini 2, however, went 4 kilometres and I still had a good signal, and I turned around myself because the low battery warning had gone off about 2 minutes ago, and Lassie didn't make it all the way home. I landed her early and then I had to drive to get her. But the signal strength was much better on the Mini 2 than it was in the Mini 3. And that was over Loch Doon, flying at 100 metres all the way with no signal interference. A bit of wind, there were some gusts, but not too much. Now, that was very different from the other signal tests that I've done. And what I am now concluding from this is that your signal tests and your range, the range you're going to get on the battery and the range you're going to get in the signal are going to be different every time you fly, because the conditions are going to be different. Different wind, different height, different obstacles, different interference, the different landscape. So one range test is never going to be the same as another one. So I'm probably going to stop doing range tests and signal tests because they don't really mean much. They're okay if you're doing the exact same flight with 2 different drones, because then you can get a comparison. But doing one signal test or range test with one drone and then going somewhere else another day and doing it again is going to give you a different result. Even if you get to the same place, you're going to get a different result. So that's one thing. The second thing is, and this I'm slightly concerned about this. I bought the Fly More pack with the Mini 3, and one of the batteries came obviously with the drone and 2 of them didn't. Now, I don't know which was which because I didn't take any notes of serial numbers when they arrived. I was just too excited. I got them all charged up and ding, and got them in. But here's the thing: when I charged these up overnight and they all had four full lights there, as you can see, telling me they were full power, and they had been charged overnight. I took them all out. I didn't take them out. I took this unit out with me to Loch Doon, which is about a 20-minute drive. And when I pulled out the batteries, one of them, I don't know which one of them, and put it into the drone and fired up, it said 95%. I thought, oh, what happened? That's not very good. The next one said 98%. And the third one, and I don't know which was which, said 100%. So I can't understand why that is, but what it does mean is, it means in effect that I can't, and maybe no one can, do a proper battery flight test. How long do you get with your battery if the 3 batteries are at different power levels, even though they've been charged up in the same charger for the same amount of time and taken out at the exact same time. So I just thought I'd point out, I'm going to keep mine. I'm going to look at the voltages and things like that. And if it continues that I'm not getting 100% battery power on all of them when I take them straight out of the charger once they've been fully charged, I am going to contact DJI and see what they say about it. Okay, so that was point 1 on my agenda. So I'll have a look at the chat now and see if there's anything there. Right, I'm going to skip past the comments about the previous point I spoke about. JJ, good evening. How are you doing, pal? Brian, good evening to you. Wardolero, hello. Didn't see you last week or the week before in the live chat, so nice to see you. Waddle Aero, do you have the Mini 3 Pro, or are you still doing your Maven videos with the Mini 2? If you haven't seen Waddle Aero's channel, everyone, he does something, and this is particularly for the guys that still have the Mini 2 and don't intend to go up to the Mini 3. He puts up some fantastic videos about Maven, showing you in real detail the waypoint missions. Oh, I'm not gonna go through a list of what he does, but his videos are fantastic. So go over, give him some views, some love. The videos are really good if you're into Maven and the Mini 2. Right. Next says, I was test driving an Air 2S Smart RC bundle this weekend. It's gone back. No, the screen capture was 1280x720. That's a lot better than the Mini Pro RC. I take it that's a different RC. I don't know. I mean, is it the one that comes with Air 2? It's a different one, possibly. Scott loves how I'm always out there flying in the wind. Scott, I've got no option, because there's nowhere in Scotland that there isn't any wind. Scotland is just windy all the time. Ozzy 1957 has a Mavic 3 Pro as his picture. Oh, Ozzy, do you have a Mavic 3 Pro? Oh, very nice. I bet you that's a really nice controller there. Right, there you go. Scott is giving another thumbs up, I presume, for Waddle Aero's tutorials. So anyone, as I say, I'm going to repeat it because it's worth repeating. If you're keeping the Mini 2 and going to use it and not getting the Mini 3, and you want to do some extra things with the Maven app, it can do a lot more than the DJI Mini app. Waddle Aero is the channel that you need to go and see. His tutorials are excellent, right? Okay. It does have a zoom wheel, Mark. I don't know if you know this. I haven't got it with me. Right, let me grab it. Right, the RCN one does have a zoom wheel, but it's the same as the gimbal wheel. But what you have to do is, if you want to zoom instead of scroll, you hold down this button. You see the function button? You hold it down, and while you're holding it down, use the gimbal wheel, but it won't move the gimbal. It will zoom in and out. Okay. The other way you can do it is you can pinch, or if it's a phone you're using. Well, it will be a phone you're using. Pinch on the phone. You can pinch in and out to zoom in and out on your phone. So it's not quite the same as having the two. That is much more convenient and much better. But you know, you have to use what you've got. You know. So right. SJC, love my content. Thanks very much. I'm glad you subbed. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate that. Right, oh, did I clear that? I did. Right, let me scroll down a wee bit. There you go. Nick's telling you, Mark, the same as I did. So try that next time you're out and you'll go, oh, I didn't know that. Well, now you do. I explain it in one of my videos. You obviously haven't watched all of my videos. Why not? There's some very good old content. And here's a thing as well for any you're watching. One of my favourite videos that I've ever made is the video where my wife and I went down to Sonny Bean's cave, and I speak about the history of Sonny Bean, the Scottish cannibal who mugged people and dragged them down to the cave, and he had an incestuous clan. And I do some flying over the area with the Mini 2, and it's a fantastic video, but it's got hardly any views. So if you fancy going to have a look at it, you can do a search under cannibal on my channel, and it'll pop up. Have a wee watch of it, because it's one of my favourite videos. Anyway, enough of the self-promotion. Right, talking about self-promotion, agenda number 4. My merch. I've got merch. Let me bring it up. See, I pre-prepared this. Wait till you see it. Oh, I'm vetting. I think I'm vetting. Cheers for the sub. Jeff, thanks very much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Right, so I've got some merch. Right, that's one lot of merch there. Right, and it's in dollars because I think it's a US supplier, and I've got another one. Oh, I've got another one somewhere else which I didn't prepare all that well. Right, well there you go. There's some more merch too. Right, a hoodie, a t-shirt, and a baseball cap. So if you want some of my merch, you can go and buy it. But because I've now hit 5,000 subs, and to congratulate myself on it, I'm doing a giveaway. I'll be releasing a video during the week about the giveaway. I'm actually doing 2 giveaways. I'm doing a giveaway for the members only, and for the members only, I'm giving away a Rode Wireless Go. And you've still got time to become a member if you want. If you want to become a member, you'll be in the draw for the Rode Wireless Go. And for the subscribers, I'm doing a draw of a bit of merch. Whatever name gets drawn out of the random thing, you can have whatever merch you want. You can have a hoodie, or you can have a t-shirt, or you can have a baseball cap, and I'll get it. I'll get it all organised for the winner of that. There'll be a video coming out during the week about that, and I'll also later on. I'm waiting on a third item coming, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and it's really only for Mini 3 Pro users, but anyone, you know, who comments, who fulfills the comment criteria, will be in the draw. But I'd prefer it if only Mini 3 users went in, because it's really this item that's coming is just for the Mini 3 Pro. But I'm not going to stop you if you join, if you get in. But if you want a shot at getting the Rode Wireless Go that I'm giving away, it's only for the members, so you can join up. And if you want to join up for a month and then unjoin after the draw, that's fine with me. I don't mind. It's only a couple of quid, I think, to join anyway. Right, so that's enough self-promotion for me again. Right, let's see. Ahim, I think that's... I hope I pronounced your name right there, Ahim. What do you say about the signal with RC? Right. There will be a video coming out. I think it's coming out on Friday. Just let me check my itinerary. I'm getting itinerary as well. My calendar. Friday is the 4K comparison. Right, no, it's not coming out on Friday. It's coming out on the 10th. The following Friday is the range test. It's a range test and a signal test. I'll give you a spoiler right now. I compare the range of the signal with the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 over a loch at 100 metres, just going straight over the loch. And the Mini 2 wins hands down. Hands down. The Mini 3 signal actually cuts out about 3.2 kilometres, and I can't get it back, and it auto returns to home. The Mini 3 is over past 4K and the signal is still strong, and I have to turn around because the battery warning went off earlier, and I know she's not going to make it all the way back in the battery power, and she doesn't. But that video will be coming out on the 10th, which is 2 weeks on Friday. I know it's a while, but I have a lot of videos that I still have to edit and put together, and I'm taking a wee holiday next weekend. My wife and I are going away for just a wee break. So that's what I say about the signal with the RC. Achim, hope I pronounced your name right. Right, Brian says, I used Active Track in my Mini 3 Pro following my daughter on her bike the other day, and it done great. It's quite remarkable for a tiny wee drone that size. I thought that the tracking would not be as good as it is on the Air 2S. And the Air 2S and the videos that I've seen, it's spotty at best. So I thought, it's not going to be all that great. It's not going to be something that you can use. Boy, was I wrong. It is something that you can use, and I think I'll probably be using it quite a lot, because it was very good. Hank says, your own tests are great. I know they are, Hank. Thanks, Hank. And a little more real, to be fair. I don't know what anyone else's tests are like, Hank, because, as I say, I've been trying not to watch the other creators doing their tests, so that they don't influence how I do my tests. I just want to do them the way I do them, because, you know, I just do what I do, and I don't want to be influenced by anyone else. But thanks for saying that. McHardy, of course it is. Why do I keep saying Darren McCready? It's Darren McHardy, of course. So I haven't been watching Darren McHardy's videos on the Mini 3, or Gavin HR's, or there's a couple of other creators that I watch that I haven't been watching, just because I don't want to replicate their tests intentionally. I don't want to be accused of, oh, you're just copying Darren or Gavin, or you're just copying them. I'm really not, because I don't watch. I mean, I watch their channels and I love their channels, and I will go back to watching their videos once I've done all the tests that I want to do. Right, okay. Saffron says, I wish I could dolly zoom. I think it's called. You can, but you're limited. It's really to dolly zoom. All you have to do is let me grab the drone. Right, here's Lassie. Right. I'm not going to teach anybody how to suck eggs, but to dolly zoom, all you'd have to do is point it there, and as you're supposing you have an object moving that way, you would just track along with it. You know, you wouldn't turn. You would track it. You know, keeping the drone points. That's a dolly zoom. Oh no, a dolly zoom's that. Oh, look, just ignore me, right? I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Forget it. Right, so there you go. You've seen in the chat there's been a little bit about that, so that's fair enough, right? There's a lot of chat coming in here, and please forgive me if I miss some of what you're saying. Gerard says the ND-PL filters, are they darker than the standard ND filters, or a certain setting on PL filter? Gerard, I've done a video where I have a PL filter, and it rotates, and I test it at the 12 o'clock mark, 3, 6 and 9 mark, and I have the 4 screens. I think I've got the 4 screens up at the same time so that you can see the difference in each one. You have to look for it. You have to search through the channel. I've got so many videos on there now that I couldn't even find it for you. But if you have a look through for some title or picture with a polarizing filter on it, and that will show you the exact difference that a polarizing filter makes if it's a rotating one at the different points on the clock, if you like. Okay, hope that helped. Right, a lot you're talking about dolly zoom. Haroon vlogs, can you fit the Mini 3 props on Mini 2? Oh, what an excellent question. Right, Haroon, somebody made a comment. I don't know if it was you. I don't think it was you, because I would have recognised that name. Someone made a comment in a video the other day asking exactly that. So what did I do? I sat down and I took the props off of the Mini 2, just one off each corner, and I put on a Mini 3 one. And no, they don't fit. They fit. They screw on, but this part here, it's thicker on the Mini 2 than it is on the Mini 3. So it means that the Mini 3 one, she goes about, you would need to put a spacer in there, but you can't do it anyway because they're too long, and they don't go. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Right, the Mini 3 props are too long, so they can't. If you look at this, that'll rotate past the back end. Well, the Mini 3 one won't. It bangs into it. It won't go past the rear of the Mini 2. So you can't use the Mini 3 props on the Mini 2, because I thought, oh, that's a great question. If you can, what difference will it make? It'll be great. I was really looking forward to going out with the Mini 3 props on the Mini 2, but no, can't do it. So fantastic question. And if it was you that commented there, I did answer it and try it. Right, good. Stuart and Alina have a very good video on dolly zooms. Well, Stuart and Alina, I've been following them for a couple of years now. Fantastic channel, great Scottish guy as well, and they do some fantastic videos, way beyond me, but far beyond my capacity. They're fantastic, but I haven't been watching them either for the same reasons that I'm not watching anybody else. But yeah, they do some great stuff. If you use Final Cut Pro as your editor as well, they have great tips. And I actually bought a set of LUTs, their LUTs that they produced themselves, and the LUTs are named Glencoe and Isla and some of the islands in Scotland. The LUTs are really good too. So yeah, Haroon, it was you. Right. I thought I would have recognised that name, Haroon. I didn't know. But yeah, so I did. And I was going to make a whole video about it, but as soon as I realised that it wouldn't turn, I thought, oh, well, I'll just answer in the comments. And I don't think I did. I think I forgot it. So I'm glad you brought it up there. Right, let me get back to my agenda then, okay? So signal and range back test, done that. RC screen in the sun, done that. 5k giveaway, done that. Merch, done that. Oh, I still have to say though, the two, if you look in the description of all of the recent videos and including this live screen, there are two links to two different types of merch, and I believe they're in the USA. I'm still looking for an EU/UK seller that is as competitive as the one in the USA. I can't find one yet. The prices are just too high. So I'm still looking at, and I'll try if I can get an EU/UK merch provider that's going to be competitive in price so that nobody's paying too much. Right. Okay. Item 5 on the agenda. Hope you're all taking notes. Who's taking notes? Right. My wife and I are going away for the weekend, this coming weekend. So I might not be back on Sunday in time for next week's live stream. I might be, might not be, don't know. I'll try and put a video up to see whether I am or not. There we go. Right, okay. Item 6 on the agenda, and we've got 20 minutes to go. Right, before I get to item 6, I'll have a look through the questions and just see if there's anybody saying anything that I need to answer. Oh, you're still not talking about dolly zoom. There you go. Aye, the dolly zoom, I believe, is when you're either flying in and you're flying forward but zooming back, zooming out, or you're flying back and zooming in, and you get quite a nice effect. That's the dolly zoom effect. Aye, I think you're talking about dolly as in that side, but that's the dolly zoom effect. And aye, it's once you've done it once, you probably no do it again. But yeah, have at it. Okay. Beautiful Norfolk, hello, how you doing? Barbie having a video chat. Yeah, there you go. Okay. John Wheatley I have put a mini one arm on a mini two. A mini one arm, the whole arm on a mini two. I think it's the exact same body. Is it? Are very similar anyway. So the arms on the Mini 1 and the Mini 2 are probably the same. They're not the same in the Mini 2 and the Mini 3. They're completely different, as are the blades. So, yeah. Scott says, my wife is a trooper. She must have a lot of patience with you and your channel. Bring her back to another video. Aye, she is. She's very patient with me. But she also likes the time that she gets to herself when I'm out doing the videos. So it's a kind of win-win. You know, I get to do the videos. She enjoys the peace and quiet away from me, because I can be a bit of a handful. But yeah, I want. It's actually my wife that comes up with the ideas for some of the story type videos that I did last summer, and she's got a couple other ones. That there was a Spitfire crashed into Lochdoon. So she wants me to do a wee kind of investigative documentary on that. So probably doing that this summer and going down to look at there's a local museum where they dredged the Spitfire up. So I'll probably do a wee story on that, and hopefully my wife will agree to being in that one too. Right, I'm going to talk now about item 6 on my agenda, which is another test which is going to be coming out on Friday. We're going away on Friday, but I'll have this one ready to be posted out. It won't be a premiere because I won't be here. Well, I'll be away on holiday. But the video will come out on Friday, and it's a comparison between the 4K on the Mini 2 and the 4K on the Mini 3. Now, I filmed the 4K on the Mini 3 at 60 frames per second, and you don't have 60 frames per second at 4K with the Mini 2. You do it 2.7, but not 4K. So the 4K is only 30 here. And I'm just going to play a little clip. There's no sound. It's only the video. I haven't put it into the editor yet. I'm just going to play a 60-second clip of the 4K 60 video that I captured the other night, and this will be part of this will form part of the video that I'm in the middle of editing just now, that will release on Friday. So let me just flick it over to this, and you can watch this 60 seconds worth of video. So that was just a wee 60-second clip of the 4K 60 FPS from the Mini 3, and excuse me again, I was singing all afternoon. I'm the singer with the band, so my throat's a wee bit dodgy. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. The footage from the Mini 2 4K at 30 frames per second is fantastic. I've always thought that. The 4K at 60 frames per second from the Mini 3 is something else. It really is. Quite incredible. So that video, as long as I get it all edited before we go away for the weekend, hopefully will be up on Friday. And you'll get to see a direct comparison with the Mini 2 4K footage compared with the Mini 3 4K footage. So, drone seekers international. Steve, is it Steve? Popped in to say hi. Don't worry, Steve, I'll be off the air before 8 o'clock, so I won't be running over into your time. So, hello there. If it is Steve, hello, Steve. Right. Okay. Somebody said, I noticed somebody's... Oh, God, here we go. Scott, tell us about the walking stick behind you. Scott, you spot everything. Aye, this is my walking stick. This is the stick that I take out. Sometimes I haven't had it out for a wee while actually, but I take this stick out of me sometimes when I'm going out walking, and pretty much that's all I'll have to say about that. There's nothing else I need to say about it. If you watch some of my earlier videos from last summer, yeah, you'll see that stick. I went out with that stick quite a lot last summer. Right, somebody said something about FCC mode. Where was that? I missed that. Here you go. Saffron said, sorry I keep asking this, everyone, but should I be worried about changing into FCC mode while in Europe, hoping that the CA won't come for me Black Ops style? Right, there will be a video coming soon on the channel just about that. I've been looking into that, because I was amazed at some of the videos that have been there on people doing range tests of like 8 kilometres and things, incredible things with signal strengths like 5 bars of white at 8K, and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on there? So there will be a video coming soon about that. I've been doing a bit of investigation. Okay. Caroline's saying highly unlikely it'll be a problem. They're not monitoring the airwaves. Caroline's absolutely right. The CAA, and I have had communications back and forth with the CAA a few times, because I keep getting reported. There's drone police watch my videos and report everything I do. So I have some communications with the CAA, and their stance is that, yeah, there's the law, there are the regulations. What they're more concerned about is that we're all being sensible, and we're not doing anything completely dangerous and stupid. Some of my videos have been fairly risky, but the risk has only been to the drone itself and not to anything else, and they're not concerned about that. So the CAA, as long as you, I'm not condoning anything, and I don't want to give anyone a license to go and do what they like, but the CAA want to treat us as adults and rely on our common sense. Okay. About the FCC mode though, I'm not quite sure, because that's something else. I don't know how that would be reacted to, and I would advise that if you are in FCC mode, it's up to you. You do what you like. I'm not your boss, but it may be wise not to publicise it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so that's all I'll have to say about that. An investigative documentary, yes, and an underwater drone. But I won't need to go under, because the Spitfire has actually been raised out of the water, so probably won't have to go underground. There you go. So everybody's been responding to you there, Saffron. So hope that helped. Oh, I tell you what, seeing this mode, if it was Mark, it was you who told me to get into this live chat mode instead of the top chat. It flies past you there. Right, so Ed, you noticed that pixelization cannot cope with lots of movement at 60. I tell you what, on my screen there's no pixelization whatsoever. When it's turning, it's smooth and buttery. So it may be your monitor, the frame rate of your monitor, but I can tell you now, when I watch it back in my screen, there's no pixelization at all. Maybe there was there, but don't forget YouTube compress things, and it probably won't look as good on the screen here as it does. But trust me, when you take the footage and you watch it back on your computer, poof, you'll be amazed at how good it is. Keep looking down at the chat there instead of up at you. Sorry for being rude. I have to keep mind the time as well. 10 minutes. This is only supposed to be a half-hour chat, by the way. So it's suddenly become an hour, right? I don't think I've got any points left to get to on the agenda. I'll check in a wee minute. I just want to have a look there. Does the walking stick come with a lightsaber mode? Maybe not lightsaber, but there might be a blade involved there somewhere. Wouldn't be a lightsaber though. That would be good. Jeff wants to know about the guitar behind you. Jeff, I spoke about this 2 live streams ago. This is my Fender teleacoustic guitar there. Wait, I'll show you the headstock just to show you that it is. It's a Fender teleacoustic. You'll be able to see in there. Whoop. Right, and it's no tuned. I'm sitting here tuning the guitar. I'm supposed to be doing a live stream. Right, anyway, that's it. Right, I need to take me sit and tune that and mess about with it. So that's the guitar, my Fender teleacoustic. Lovely guitar, love it. Right, aye, there you go. There, Mark's tell you. I did in one of the last chats. Fender. It's not acoustasonic. It's a teleacoustic. right. Aye, Ed. I think you're right. The YouTube conversation conversion. There in the original video, there's no pixelization. Well, what are you talking? Are you talking about the wee video that I just showed a minute ago on here, or are you talking about something else? I don't know. I'll review the chat later on. Right, Saffron did a test with the Mini 3 Pro today on CE mode. Wink, aye, right, okay. And Urban Air as well. And we're not trying to spoil your video, but the results are incredible versus FCC. Okay, right. I hear what you're saying. I'm looking forward to doing some kind of test myself there. Mark, listen, I thought half an hour was plenty. I thought people would get bored long before then, but it goes past so quickly. I mean, we're almost at an hour here, and I've just been talking about a load of nonsense. Right, Jeff, I take it you're talking about the guitar. Aye, it's lovely. I've got a load of guitars. I need to actually sell some. I've got too many, and I'm starting to slow down on the gigs. I don't do many gigs anymore because I'm getting old. I can't be bothered driving for miles and miles around the country doing gigs. I can't be bothered with the setting up the stage and tearing it down and having to drive there and then drive back, and oh my god, I'm just too old and too lazy now. So I kind of just, me and the band, we just kind of do festivals in the summer. So I've got far too many guitars for that, and gear. I'm going to start selling a load of my gear as well. Anyway, why is the G string always the first string to tune? It's because it's the one that gets played with the most, Mark. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Right, Ed, can he do it? I have to stop just before 8 because Drone Seekers International start at 8. Now, I am not going to interrupt their broadcast. I'm not going to stay on while they're on there because I like to watch their show when I get a chance, and it would be really rude of me to run on into their time, because I'm pretty sure some of the viewers here want to go and watch Drone Seekers International, and I don't want anyone to be torn between staying here and going there. And anyway, it's a whole big thing. So an hour's plenty for me. I've been talking for an hour and I've been singing for 3 hours in the rehearsals. Right, Johnny Mac, Giza tune. Aye, listen. No, aye. Mark, ask my wife about that, right? Johnny Mac says Giza tune. I can't, Johnny Mac, and I'll tell you why. Because the last time I gave you a tune was on one of my videos when I sang. It was the Lassie one, Go You Go, Lassie Go. I got copyright striked. So if I sang you a tune that wasn't the one that I'd written myself, I'd get a copyright strike on this video too, even though it's a live stream. So no, I'm not giving you a tune. Right. Okay. So where are we? Let's see. What do you do? Let's check. Right, it's nice that you're all having your own chat. Right, there you go. Scott's off to do some golf and grill some wings. Okay, Scott, your wings are mouth watering. I've been watching them. Okay, is that James and whiskey in this cup? I couldn't tell you what's in this cup, but it's awfully nice. Right. The name of the band, George, is Honky Tonk Heroes. We're a country band. We've got a YouTube channel. I don't run it. One of the big Mike, the big American in the band, he runs it, but he doesn't actually do anything with it. I've posted up some videos of us playing just before we all got locked down into COVID. There's, I don't know, about a dozen, 20 or 30 videos of us playing up there. So you can go and have a look at it if you like. Honky Tonk. If you in YouTube, if you type in Honky Tonk Heroes Scotland or Honky Tonk Heroes COVID, maybe you'll find it, and you can watch us there if you're that interested. Paul Kane says, "Hey up, Bob. Looks like Lassie's going to be flying for a long while yet." Aye, Paul, she is. Nothing wrong with this wee drone at all. Absolutely fantastic drone. And signal-wise, can outdo Caledonia. She can. You'll see that on a week on Friday when I put the range test and the signal test up. She went much, much further than Caledonia did. So, aye, she'll be flying. They'll both be flying. Caledonia's don't get me wrong, the Mini 3 Pro is a fantastic drone. I mean, some of the things that she can do, if you watch the auto tracking video from earlier today, woof, she's terrific. Right. So Stephen says, "So long, Robert." I hope that just means you're going away for the live stream. You're not unsubscribing for the channel. If you are, I'm really sorry. I don't know what I did to upset you. Right, no good if she won't come home. Well, listen, she didn't come all the way home, but that was my fault because I got the low battery warning at 3,500 metres, and I went, let's just push her to 4,000 metres. And I did push her onto 4,000 metres and turned around, and she was flying back into headwind. And I knew this. I knew she was going to be flying back into headwind. So I kind of knew she wouldn't make it back. But I had a few spots where I knew I could land her. So I waited to the critical warning and she started to auto land. And I just helped her down. You'll see that in the video a week on Friday anyway. Right. Do you know when you'll be getting Filter 73? Are you reading my mind? Have you got a camera and a mic in this room and you're spying on me? Right, I got an email through from Tony from Freewell Filters earlier on in the week, who says, "We see on your channel now that you got a Mini 3 Pro. Would you like some filters for it and do a review on it?" And I said, "Aye, Tony, I would," because I use Freewell filters and everything. I just think they're great. So I said here's a good thing. I said to Tony, gonna send me 2 sets, please, so that I can do a giveaway on the channel. So I'll be doing a giveaway of a set of Freewell filters for the Mini 3 Pro as well, just as soon as I get them in. They don't normally take too long. They'll probably arrive sometime this week, so it'll probably be next week once I get back from my wee holiday that I do a giveaway of the filters for the Mini 3 Pro. Right, so coming up, a couple of minutes to go. Let's just see. Paul says, "Love that you and Ian from London give us all no BS reviews. Toasting your content with a pint of Bellhaven." Caroline, thanks very much. It didn't pop up. It normally pops up on the screen when you do that, but it didn't pop up for some reason. Thanks very much. Really appreciate that. There you go. Popped up. Bang. Thanks. Really appreciate that. So who just said they're having a toasting, mate? I'm toasting you back. Thanks very much. There we go. So I'm 2 minutes to go. There's Caroline popping up twice. There you go. Popped up twice. So thanks very much. Right. Next says, you know you can fight that 10% autoland, don't you? Aye, but I plan when she's coming into land, and even the critical one, I plan it. I make sure she's got a bit to land. I don't want to fight it. That's just crazy. I'm not risking it. I don't want to hurt Lassie. So anyway, right. Okay, I better get out of here just before Drone Seekers International Star. So thanks very much for tuning in again. I don't know if I'll be here next Sunday or not. It depends on when I get back from my holiday. If I am, I'll let you know. If I'm not, I'll see you the following Sunday. So thanks very much for everybody for tuning in. And I'm out of here.
Get out of my way.
You're always so